We did how many rounds? We probably did at least 8 straight.
Yeah, but you in the bag for about 8 too.
Yeah.
It was good. You're not in bad shape.
The rematch between Lamont Roach and GervontaDavis has suffered a major setback after Davis sustained a hand injury during training. This injury is similar to one that another lightweight rival, the WBC lightweight champion, experienced months ago, which forced him out of action for 4 months while he recovered from surgery. GervontaDavis was training hard in the gym, just as he had promised after his first fight with Lamont Roach, a match that ended in the first draw of his professional career. Determined to improve, Davis focused on enhancing his punching power, since his previous shots had little to no effect on Roach. He started lifting weights and worked heavily on the pads and punching bags. However, while throwing powerful punches, during training, Davis injured his hand so severely that he collapsed to the ground in pain. He received immediate treatment and had his hand bandaged. Now the biggest concern is whether surgery will be necessary. If so, the highly anticipated rematch could be postponed for several months until Davis fully recovers. So far, 2025 hasn't been kind to GervontaDavis. His plans have changed drastically, and the fight against Lamont Roach Jr. in March has not only affected his pride, but possibly his career trajectory. Everything changed in the 9th round of that bout when Davis took a knee and returned to his corner to wipe his eyes due to alleged grease that caused a burning sensation. Referee Steve Willis did not count it as a knockdown, a decision that influenced the judges to declare the fight a draw, a controversial outcome, as many believed Roach Jr. deserved the win. The controversy only escalated, prompting intervention from the New York State Athletic Commission, though they were unsuccessful, in overturning the result. A rematch was rumored for this summer, but so far there's been no official update. Davis has remained silent, avoiding social media and not revealing much, which is uncharacteristic of him. Retirement has been on Davis's mind for months. At one point, he even stated that 2025 would be his final year as a professional boxer. However, he has not made any recent comments about hanging up his gloves. Instead, his trainer, Kenny Ellis, spoke to Mill City Boxing about Davis's future, including the possibility of retirement and a potential bout against Shakur Stevenson. Tank isn't the type of fighter who's told when to move, but that's boxing. Anything can happen. You never know, said Kenny Ellis. Tank might retire, man. You just have to wait and see what he does, Kenny continued. Whatever Tank decides, I'll respect it. If he keeps fighting, he has my support. If he retires, he still has my support. These were his final words on the subject, leaving fans in a state of uncertainty and speculation about what's next for Gervonta "Tank" Davis. The impact of that fight with Lamont Roach Jr. has been nothing short of a butterfly effect. Each day, anticipation grows within the boxing community for any official update on a potential rematch between Davis and Roach. The majority draw decision in their March 1st bout, paired with the 9th round controversy, where Davis dropped to one knee in the center of the ring without being penalized, has made the prospect of a rematch one.
What do you think about, Lamont Roach and Tank's rematch, though?
It'll be a good fight. Good fight.
Yeah. There were like some rumors saying that June 21st, T-Mobile Arena in Vegas.
I haven't heard anything,
Several reporters have suggested that June 21st is currently the most discussed date, with Las Vegas being the likely location. However, with nothing officially confirmed, these remain unverified reports. According to sources shared with Showtime, both camps are now fully on board for a rematch, meaning a Gervonta "Tank" Davis versus Lamont Roach Jr. showdown could take place as early as June 21st in Las Vegas. What's certain is that Lamont Roach has been highly active on social media since their controversial March 1st bout. He's participated in numerous interviews, sharing his perspective on the fight and consistently advocating for the rematch to happen sooner rather than later.
I don't pay that stuff no mind unless certain people post it,
Yeah.
certain networks, certain people, and once they post it, then it's on. But other than that, it's just the internet talking. You know what I mean?
Tell me what state of mind is Tank now in?
Tank is Tank. He good.
During his April 8th appearance on the All the Smoke Fight podcast with boxing legend Andre Ward, Lamont Roach gave fans a hopeful update about the highly anticipated rematch with Gervonta Tank Davis. "We are trending in the right direction," Roach said of the rematch negotiations. "I hope we can make an announcement soon. I hope we have a decision soon. That's all I can say for now. But yes, we are trending the right way." Despite the optimism, some believe Roach's biggest mistake may have been believing the original decision could be overturned, or that he still had a shot at becoming a two-division champion by ending Davis's undefeated streak.
Especially for some reason, I haven't heard anything from this, but the only one that I've seen that was like quite odd to me, and I'm pretty sure you heard it because you're a fan of her, is Clarissa Shields saying something about Tank got evicted or something like that.
Lamont Roach and Gervonta Tank Davis faced off in an instant classic, a thrilling bout that was ultimately marred by a controversial moment in the later rounds. During one exchange, Tank took a knee, which, according to boxing rules, should have been scored as a knockdown. However, referee Steve Willis allowed the fight to continue without any penalty, leading to a majority draw. It was a bittersweet result for Roach, known as the Reaper, who truly believed he had done enough to secure the victory. A flicker of hope emerged when the New York State Athletic Commission began reviewing the...
Hell no.
I said, that's crazy.
I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, she said it, and I haven't heard that from nobody.
No.
Let me repeat, I stand by what I expressed last Sunday in Ring Magazine. Based on my 30-plus years of experience, taking a knee without a punch should be ruled a knockdown. It affected the outcome of the fight. These were the firm words of a seasoned boxing analyst, echoing the sentiment of many fans and professionals. But once again, hopes came crashing down when the New York State Athletic Commission upheld the referee's decision, citing a technical limitation that prevented them from reviewing the fight footage. It was yet another gut punch for Lamont Roach, who had been anticipating a reversal, or at the very least some clarity after such a controversial outcome. Instead, what he got was a bitter...
Man, AI crazy, but they've been jumping lately too. Whole bunch of different stuff, man. I be laughing my ass off.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Speaking of, I seen Jalil Hackett's Twitter. He was talking about what possibly...
In the conversation, Andre Ward asked, "What reason did the New York State Athletic Commission give you for not overturning the decision?" Roach responded, explaining that according to the SAC, New York State Athletic Commission, counting the knockdown would have completely changed the fight. Not just the score, but Gervonta Davis's approach as well. If it would have been scored as a knockdown, there's no definite way of knowing how Tank would have responded or fought with the remaining rounds left to go. It was a vague response, one that Roach, the World Boxing Association featherweight champion, had to interpret on his own. And this is what he came to understand. What I took from that is, basically, yeah, we messed up, but somebody's got to take the fall, and it ain't gonna be him.
And it ain't gonna be him. So, like, they owned up to it. Like, all right, we missed this. They owned up to it. It's like, but they just saying like, all right, we're not gonna overturn it though. We're gonna apologize and give you your flowers, but you ain't gonna get what you want. That's basically...
They owned up to it, Roach said, reflecting on the situation. It's like they said, all right, we're not going to overturn it though. We'll apologize and give you your flowers, but you're not going to get what you want. That's basically what I got from it, he concluded. Though the explanation didn't fully satisfy him, Roach felt relieved to finally get some clarity, something that would fuel his motivation going into the rematch. However, the silence of referee Steve Willis, who has not made any statement even after so much time, left a bitter taste in his mouth. "He ain't making no statement," Roach said. Andre Ward quickly chimed in, calling Willis's continued silence a poor move. He emphasized that officials owe clarity when their decisions affect a fighter's legacy, and that an apology is the least they could do to maintain fairness, especially for someone like Roach. As Ward pointed out, the decision...
Heard nothing from the ref. He didn't make no statement. He didn't make no statement. That was, I ain't gonna lie, man, that was, from him, that's sad. A lot of times that's what the commissions do though, man. If something bad happened with a ref, they'll protect the referee. Yeah. And they'll try to get in front of it, and they'll have a spokesperson come out, and it's like, yeah, that's cool sometimes, but if you drop the ball like that and that affects my legacy, my livelihood, because y'all negotiating for a rematch right now, so.
How could anyone forget the events of the March 1st fight? Honestly, what else could that night have been if not the boxing world's version of a high-octane action film, one twist after another, with no time to breathe? The fight drew over 19,000 fans and reportedly earned GervontaDavis between $15 to $20 million. Meanwhile, Lamont Roach Jr. walked away with a career-high $3 to $5 million for the draw, according to Forbes. All things considered, it's clear that this match had the potential to rake in even more revenue, especially given all the drama that unfolded on Brooklyn Fight Night.
I was fighting at 130. Obviously, he was already at the championship level. He got catapulted up there by doing what he was supposed to do, knocking everybody out that they put in front of him. Got Floyd behind him. I was on the hush. I was coming up, though. He's a small guy. I knew he wasn't going to go too far. So, and I knew he can rumble. I knew that he'd be as... I'm not surprised at how good he is or what he's done to other people.
While GervontaDavis has remained unusually quiet, Lamont Roach Jr. is back in the spotlight, addressing yet another rumor that had the boxing world buzzing right after their match. Want to guess what this is about? Here's a hint. June 28, 1997. Ring any bells? We're talking about the infamous moment when Mike Tyson bit Evander Holyfield's ear in the third round of their fight, an act that cost Tyson 2 points and eventually led to his disqualification after he bit Holyfield's ear a second time. Fast forward 28 years and
already champ. He was like, I handle that business, man. Make some money together. So you ain't gotta tell me twice. That's how it's supposed to be. So it's just like all the signs was there. All the signs was there. All I needed was...
Recent chat on Andre Ward's YouTube channel, All the Smoke Fight, Lamont Roach Jr. dropped something unexpected. The multiple-time world champion in 2 weight classes, Andre. "Ward," asked the Reaper straight up, "did GervontaDavis bite you? Because yeah, there's a clip floating around and it's got people talking." At first, Roach brushed it off. He told Andre that even his dad had mentioned it after the fight, saying, "Man, he tried to bite you." Roach admitted that he hadn't felt anything during the fight. He just thought he had taken a few punches and moved on. But when he saw the replay, boom, there it was. If you missed the details, don't worry. Here's a quick recap. Toward the end of round...
Of course, another comparison I don't want to make to Mike Tyson, but...
Now that's crazy.
Roach then fired back with words and a flurry of body shots, followed by a clinch. In that tangle, Davis lifted his right shoulder, catching the WBA super featherweight champion under the chin. Roach quickly responded with a right hand of his own. Now here's where it gets even wilder. Around the halfway mark of round 6, it looked like GervontaDavis tried to bite Lamont Roach's ear. While no one has officially confirmed it, Roach later watched the replay and became convinced that Tank may have gone full Tyson for a second. Even legendary fight commentator Mauro Ranallo caught it live and made a reference to Mike Tyson's infamous ear bite. When Roach heard that
first world title, or whatever the case may be, that could put me in that conversation. When he fought Hector, little do a lot of people know, I got the call for that fight too. It was a little crazy, but...
To top it off, even Roach's sister called it out during the fight, yet somehow Roach missed it entirely in the heat of the moment. He revealed that his sister said something like, "No, I ain't gonna lie, I saw that during the fight, Roach's final take. Obviously he didn't bite me, but it looked like 9 times out of 10 that he tried to bite me. Honestly, if you've seen the clip, you might be leaning the same way." On top of that, Roach recently revealed something else. A $40 million payday is not something GervontaDavis would ever consider skipping. Yet he did. Why? Just a few hours ago, Lamont Roach Jr. addressed the rumors that Davis took it easy on him during an interview with Andre Ward. The Washington...
Hector fight. The fight Gervonta.
If that
I was
fight
already
goes
mandatory for Hector. They was looking for opponents for him, or whatever the case may be. It might be on the scramble, whatever the case may be. They didn't get a big fight like they wanted to. So that's why he went to 30 and see if Hector wanted to fight. But I did get the call, though. And of course, we said yes. We just ain't get a call back.
So y'all was like a backup.
I wouldn't say a backup. You never know how serious it was.
Say GervontaDavis is supposed to fight Jake Paul next, after he was supposed to clean me up, Roach said. He went on to add, "Jake Paul's going to guarantee you about $40 million if the fight is with a notable person, which is Tank, and let's be honest. With Jake Paul guaranteeing around $40 million for that fight, who in their right mind would risk that bag just to go easy and about?" Lamont Roach Jr. even tried demonstrating the practicality of the situation by questioning the host, Andre Ward. "Would you ever sacrifice what you've worked so hard for, your record, your legacy, just for a quick win?" With a grin, the 41-year-old Ward answered, "It might be somebody out there that would, but I ain't the guy." Basically, Roach is calling it how he sees it.
Wait, so then when it really when we really started talking business, that's when we started weighing our options for real then. Because I did have something on the table. I had something on the table. So people who think I'm taking this fight for money, that wasn't the thing. Because I actually